and welcome back to Matt's World. And today I'm joined by my clients, aka besties, aka Jake and Ottie, aka the Relatables.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thanks for having us, Mads.
Oh, I'm so pleased to have you.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You've flown down to Melbourne for this. Have you guys been to Melbourne before?
Once before.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the vibes of Melbourne? What do you reckon, Sydney versus Melbourne?
I remember when we came last time, I actually really, initially I was thinking like, oh, Melbourne's cool. Like we stayed on this hotel right on Flinders Street and just like had a sick view, but kind of going back, like at the time I had just met my girlfriend and I was spending more time in Sydney and now I've spent heaps of more time in Sydney and I think I would just have to, I'm going to say Sydney, but I would probably need to spend more time in Melbourne.
Yeah. Do you know, I went to Sydney recently and I actually feel like I could turn into a Sydney.
What do you think?
There's something about the water there.
Yeah.
Just like the nice harbour, everything set around it.
I feel like it's so hard to go past like the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. Like
It's
I know they're
iconic.
just landmarks, but
Yeah.
Like
And
Melbourne's got that river. What's the river called?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what's the river called that goes right through Melbourne?
literally no idea.
Yeah, what's Melbourne's landmarks like?
Yeah, pigeons probably. I saw a
The
TikTok
MCG.
before and it was like, I got catfished by Melbourne. It looked so good online, and then she's like filming like pigeons and roadworks.
All your
which is-
dinky little cafes are cool.
Yeah, okay,
you don't
we
have
do
that.
have
In,
good
you don't have
cafes.
that in Sydney.
Yeah, I think Sydney, I love the architecture there. It's very like 70s vibes. I feel like it's like giving when they landed the first fleet and just built stuff and then never changed it, you know?
I actually, I remember when I went to London a while ago with my family, and Sydney was, I think it's the oldest city in Australia. I think
It is, because that's where literally the first fleet landed and built a town.
But yeah, I think like they based it.
1788, mate.
They
Captain
based
Cook.
it. They based it off London. Like it's the like.
Yeah,
it's obviously not the same as
colonised
London.
by London. Well,
We're
blatantly.
allowed to be building up higher and shit, but I think it's like they tried to base it off London, so that's why it's kind of like confusing.
It is pretty confusing.
And then
Lost my
Melbourne.
way there. But you guys aren't from Sydney, are you? You're from the Central Coast.
No.
Yeah, to be exact.
Yeah, about an hour and a
Greater
half.
regions.
Yeah, hour and a half north.
Oh, well, thank you for coming down. I want to start off by asking you some questions that everyone at home listening submitted for me to ask you. But first up, I need to ask you my favourite question, which is, I need to know your funniest date story. So, Ottie, you can go first if you want, and then Jake, you have to tell me yours.
So we actually have a little problem with this.
Okay.
We've talked about this on the pod before. We've both never really had funny or bad dates.
Why? Because you're just so good at dating.
No, not that.
I think it's because there's lack of. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the lack of dating.
That is such a your generation thing to just not date.
Yeah, we like, even when we were single, we were both single for a while. We didn't go on dates.
Wild. We just didn't go on dates. Like, I can give you the funniest, like, sort of one night stand that didn't really happen.
Stunning.
Sort
Go
of the
for it.
same thing. And
Yeah, I know what you're about to say.
I
Yeah,
call
there
it
you go.
the scallop girl.
Oh, God.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not where your brain's thinking.
Okay.
So me and Jake were traveling up the east coast of Australia, and we were going out clubbing in Airlie Beach.
Okay.
And we were both single, and we were having a good time. We didn't have much money, so we were drinking fat lambs. Do you know what they are?
No.
Oh, what?
I've been in England this whole time. I don't know stuff.
They're like a litre for like $8 for 8 standard drinks.
I hate it.
So you just get
they're good, though.
pissed.
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
you just get like so drunk straight away. And we drank, I think I drank one. We tried to skull one or something for a video. I don't know what we're doing.
We bought two. Like we didn't do social media at all. At the start. We just were like, let's just go out and get maggot. But we bought two when we were like, well, we're going to drink two before we go out, so we don't spend any money.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we did, but we definitely got 1.5 or something.
Oh, God.
But the night was getting on, and there was a girl who, you know, when you keep locking eyes with someone on a night out,
Love that.
you sort of know it's on. I actually tried like once talking to her, and I thought it wasn't on, so I left it. And that's
Okay.
usually my approach. If I get like rejected or anything like that, I just give up.
Yeah.
But she ended up coming up to me later in the night, so I was like, "Oh, sick, we're on."
Yeah. Oh, sick. We're on.
So we left the club. I don't know what time it would have been, like late, early morning. And what do you normally get after you go?
Macca's.
Yeah, it's a Macca's, kebab, something normal.
Oh, kebab. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Well, she took me to a late night fish and chip shop.
I didn't know that existed.
Neither did I. And really weird experience. And I didn't think anything of it. I was pretty blind at the time. And I was just like, oh, Okay, she's like, do you want a scallop? I'm like, no, I'm good.
What?
And she just got 6 scallops and like tomato sauce.
Okay, we need to. This is again the Sydney-Melbourne divide, because a scallop to me is like a little fish thing in a
Just
shell.
potato.
No,
Okay,
the
so this
potato
is like
scallop.
so you mean a potato cake then?
Yeah. So it's a potato scallop.
Potato cake.
That's what we call it.
Nah, we call it potato scallops.
Okay, no, I'm talking about like a scallop to
Either
me,
or,
little
fish or potato, weird.
Yeah, weird.
Anyway, I let that one slide. And then
Okay.
we get to a house in Airlie Beach. Really, really nice house.
Yeah.
I'm like, sick, this chick's a baller.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get there. We don't go through the front door. We jump over this fence. She's like, oh, this is my mate's place. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we had to go through a window and like crawl under like half a window, just like one of those ones that just go up a little bit. And I was like, okay, this is weird. I'm like, I'm hoping like maybe she just didn't have a room key. I was giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Anyway, she took us to the living room and then she just like made me sit there and then she came out in her pajamas
What?
and like wanted to talk. And I remember it's
Wait, what kind of pajamas is she talking
just
about?
like normal girl, like shorts and then
Okay.
like a buttoned up blouse, like
Okay, cool.
nothing like
Not
sexy
like,
or anything.
Not like Scrooge pajamas, like with a long nightcap and
No.
like,
And I remember
hair.
this. I remember this so vividly because the Olympics were on at the time, the last
Okay.
Olympics,
Right.
and then we just started talking for like 45 minutes. I'm like, I don't think this is happening anything. So I was just like, well, I gotta go. The story gets worse, but so I had to go out through the window, jump the fence,
Great.
and go back down to where we walked to from the club. And this is where me and Jake's stories sort of add up together.
Semi-collide.
Yeah, when I was leaving,
I wasn't with a girl. I was on my own.
it's a long story, but it's worth it. So when we were traveling Australia, we hired little fold-up bikes.
Yeah.
No, we bought them.
We bought them.
We bought them. We
bought
owned them, yeah.
And when I was leaving, I gave Jake the key. We locked him out,
Yeah.
so we didn't drink drive and stuff. He had keys each, and I was like, I don't need it tonight. I'm going to this girl's house.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get back to my bike, and I'm like, fuck, it's locked.
Oh no.
Well, because I had got mine off the lock.
Yeah,
And
so
then
my bike
relocked
is
his
there,
back
and I'm
up.
like, I'm probably like, I don't know, 10 kilometers from we were camping, our campground.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning.
No.
So I'm just like, I just ran home. ran to my, well, I didn't even get to run home. I ran home to a tent, which was hot in the middle of Airlie Beach. And then just had to just sweat it all off and sleep in the morning. And it was I remember waking up the next day, the worst hangover I've ever had in my life.
Oh my god! I feel like the drunk run though, you actually have more power, like more horsepower to
you
get
think
through
you do.
it.
I don't know if you do. I wouldn't want to be an outsider looking in.
I was gonna say, like, when you think about when you're drunk, like the night always goes super quick. So in your head, that run went really quick, but you might have taken like 3 hours to fucking do the 10K.
Had a few naps on the way.
Yeah,
to,
you
like, get
stopped
some
and fell
energy.
over.
I remember hating myself when I woke up too. I was like, damn it, Ottie.
I remember waking up and thinking, how do you get back here?
Yeah.
Like,
It
So
was
you
a
just
long.
crawled into the tent and Jake's already in
no,
there.
we were in separate, like I was sleeping in my car and Ottie had a rooftop tent. And I just
Yeah.
remember waking up and like, I mustn't have thought he was there, I don't remember, but he crawled out of his tent and I was like, what? I watched you leave. Like, I watched you go the opposite direction.
I wish I didn't crawl out of my tent.
Oh my god, that's so good.
But that's my story, yeah.
I love
got,
it.
Like, what have I got? I think the only, like, the best story I would have is I think it was after we went to Falls Festival one year and I like exchanged numbers with a girl there and then we just happened to both live like kind of close to each other near home. And so teed up a date and we went and we kind of just like sat and had a picnic and I remember sitting there and we sat there for like 3.5, 4 hours or something.
Yeah.
And it was the middle of summer. So it was like early January or
Yeah,
whatever it
hot.
was. It's like middle of summer. And I just remember sitting there and had plans to go to the beach, never did. Just like sat there. And then when I had to go to work that night. So I went to go to work and I remember getting to work and the girl I was working with was like, fuck, you're burnt.
Oh no.
And I was like, yeah, actually I feel it. Like I was out in the sun for like 3.5, 4 hours today. And then I remember just throughout the night, gradually it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then for like a week, I couldn't shower. I
Did
had
you
to have
get
cold
like
showers.
when you get nauseous and like throwing up and
I
stuff?
remember you were peeling.
I didn't get that,
Oh,
but I got
yuck.
this weird. I could find photos of it. I have the weirdest peeling.
Ew.
It like I swear it was like I was shedding.
It was like a lobster
I
peeling.
was shedding like a snake, eh? It was the weird. Like I remember, like after about 4 or 5 days,
Yeah.
like I was looking in the mirror and like had turned like into a brown, like tan, but it peeling, and I like peeled some off my forehead, and it was like really
like
big.
a piece of skin.
It was really gross.
That's foul. But what does this have to do with the girl?
Oh yeah, that's like the only thing I have about a date story, because like I had to go on a date with her like the next week. We had planned another date,
And you were peeling on the date.
and I was peeling a bit on the date. It had settled down. But
Basically, what Jake's trying to say is he's always the weird one on dates.
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
much.
I love that.
But no, I haven't really had any bad first dates.
I had a bad-ish one a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if I've told you guys about this yet.
Have you had many bad first dates?
So
You put
I
yourself
literally-
out there a lot, though.
I know.
We don't do that.
Yeah, no, I just don't give a fuck. And I think because I lived in England, and like when you're in another city, I just don't know anyone. Like I don't care. And also I had when I moved there, I had one friend. So I was like, fine, I'm just going to, I want to like go to the Tower of London. I'll just go there while I'm on a date, you know, like better than going on my own, you know, like weird stuff like that. But now I think I'm like, right, because I'm back home. I'm like, okay, I need to sort my life. I need to find someone, be in love, live the dream. I mean, to be honest, I don't actually want that, but I'm just like playing the field a little bit. But like I went out on a date a couple of weeks ago, and we got talking about like, I can't remember how we got onto it. We were talking about insurance. And he's like, I don't believe in insurance. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, I just don't believe in it. I just believe that I save enough money to just pay for anything I would need. I'm like, what about house insurance when your house burns down? He goes, I do have a house. It's in Frankston. It's not insured. I was like, right. What happens if it burns down? He goes, well, I'd be pretty mad, wouldn't I? I'm like, that doesn't get you your house.
That's so weird.
I know. And then I was like, so you don't have car insurance? He's like, nah. I'm like, health insurance? Like, nah. I'm like, so if you go traveling? Nah. It just doesn't. He's like, oh, I just save. I'm like,
is that trying to be like alpha mentality?
I don't know. And I was like, this is like,
I don't believe in insurance.
yeah. And he was like, I actually really liked him. And that one thing, I was like, are you taking the piss? Like, this can't be true.
We should go to his house after this.
Yeah,
Don't say that on the record.
I don't know though. Like I feel like insurance isn't something that you believe in.
Yeah, it just exists.
Like religion is something you believe in.
Yeah.
Like
Weird.
I don't know.
So
Like
weird.
love is something
Yeah.
you believe in.
Yeah.
I think insurance is just a thing you can choose to have or not to have.
Yeah.
You don't not believe in it.
Yeah, it was really hectic.
Like he just has to say to himself, I just don't want insurance.
I know, it was so fucking random. And I was like, it was like, and I hate the words like red flag, green flag, all that shite, but like,
Oh, no, that was
I
a
was
red
like,
flag.
that's a red flag.
He's waving a red flag.
What are your guys like, if you were on a date or like if you were, you know, seeing someone and stuff, what's like immediate red flags that you would notice?
Immediate red flags.
Yeah, like if someone said something like the insurance thing, you'd be like, no, absolutely not.
Damn, I wish we had more experience. I'm trying to think
I've got one sort of. It's
Yeah.
sort of like, you know, when you're having a conversation with someone and they only are like interested in the conversation when they're talking about themselves. I feel like that's one that comes up in dates a lot.
Yeah.
And they don't like ask how anything about you or anything that makes you
This
tick.
is it. Like having a conversation is asking questions back and forth, right? But sometimes you feel like you're just there and they're just like giving you this monologue or talking to you.
Some
like
people
a
are only
podcast.
ever interested when they're talking about themselves.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the conversation shifts to me, they might not be as interested. Sorry.
Yeah.
I find I'm not good at conversing unless I'm asking questions, eh?
Yeah, I think that's probably what makes us semi-decent.
I mean,
because we like to ask questions.
Yeah, unless someone's asking me questions. But I don't know. I'm not the biggest like
Yeah.
in-depther.
I feel like also feeling like someone's going to ask me heaps of shit gives me loads of social anxiety. Like,
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes if I feel like I'm going to be like having like a one-on-one hangout with a friend, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to fucking talk the whole time. I'm like, I'd rather hang out in the three so I can just like fade into the background if I get like tired or something, you know?
That's fair.
I'm like, oh God, it's just like, it sounds exhausting being asked things.
I'm trying to think of like
How
a
do you
big
feel
red
about?
flag.
We've said we don't like it, but on a date, say a guy had maybe some lists pre-prepared or some questions ready to ask you.
Oh, I wouldn't like to see them. I'd like him to go into the bathroom and then look at it
Yeah,
without
you
me
can't.
knowing.
You got to study it.
What would you do
I
if
don't
you-
think you deserve to be like.
A couple of dates in, he's like, "Oh yeah, you know those questions I had? Like I pre-planned them."
If I really thought he was cute, then like, yeah, funny.
Wouldn't care.
But if he was weird, I'd be like, nah, you're
I was
weird.
gonna say, here's the thing: is like if you like the guy, it doesn't matter what he does, you're gonna like him regardless.
That is actually so
and
real.
like if you don't really like him, if he does something and you get a bit icked out, it's like obviously I don't like him that
I think
much.
the ick, like sometimes people are impenetrable to it because like if you do fancy them loads, would just think it's cute.
Yeah.
Like even baby voices, like think about like if your girlfriend does it, like you probably think it's cute. But if I heard that, I'd be like, gross.
So great. My
Can you do
sister
it?
No. Absolutely not.
My sister one time said to me like, oh, I'm trying to think of like the context she said it, but she was just like, the way you and Beth talk to each other is gross, eh?
Yeah, it is weird when you're like in it. You have such like tunnel vision. You just don't realize how cringe you're being, and then you just act so cringe in public, and you're like, nah.
Seeing the inside of other people's relationships is so icky, but once you're in it, you love it.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
it's
true.
so icky from the outside.
Yeah.
But I reckon, I don't know if it's a red flag or not, but I've always kind of liked it. Like, if you're on a date as a guy, I don't really care about the stereotype of me paying. Like, I always want to pay for the date. Like, if I ask someone on a date, like I asked you on the date, therefore this is my date. Like, you're on it. I'm paying for you.
Yeah.
But I've always liked the idea of like, if they just go, oh, you know, like I'll pay for my half, and just once though.
Yeah.
Like if I say no,
Yeah.
that's when I want you to be like, okay, thank you. But
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah.
one time, for some reason, the one time thing is like, I don't know. I find
I
that
get a
to-
kick out of paying half. Or
Really?
like, yeah, because I'm kind of like, I feel like to me, it's so attractive if someone is like successful and like confident, and I know that they can like support themselves. And I'm like, I just wouldn't want someone to think like I'm a gold digger or something, or like I don't know. It's weird. I'm like, if I like, I'm like, oh no, I got mine. Like I like to like know that they know that I can like look after myself. You
It's
know?
funny how
right.
intricate it gets, because like
Yeah.
on a date, I'm not thinking like if she doesn't offer to pay for this, she's like not doing that well.
Yeah, like, and if I was on a first date and
poor.
they didn't offer to pay, I don't think it would even cross my mind to be like, oh, red flag.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
I see both sides of it though.
Yeah, it is probably a green flag if someone like offers to pay, because I think that if they ask you out, then that's like nice. But what would your other green flags be?
Oh, I reckon my green flag for a date is if you take a girl on a date and they're not afraid to like, because I know girls can eat,
Yeah.
you know?
I know what you're
I like
saying.
it when they're not afraid to actually just like show me who you are.
Yeah.
Eat the whole fucking pizza.
Yeah.
You ordered it. Of course you want it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I don't care. Like,
I had that when I was younger. I think when I was like probably like my early 20s, I would never eat, and like I'd always get something like chips, because like a chip is like tiny, like you don't have to like full like
Something cutesy.
getting a burger on a date. It's
No, that's
just,
hot though.
I think
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah,
I think
say
now
do
I
it.
wouldn't care, but
Yeah.
I can see
Getting
like
stuff all around your mouth and then wiping it off
No,
instead of
what?
yeah.
I want to see you enjoying it.
Yeah,
that. No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Think before you speak, bro.
No, I agree. It's the same thing. Enjoying the burger, not having to care in the world about what's going on, and then just
Yeah.
keeping on with the conversation.
Yeah, it's really not that deep, is it? Like,
No.
It's
not
easy to
really.
overthink.
I remember when I was 18, I was even nervous going on dates, and I wouldn't eat just because my stomach went all weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
when I was-
actually such a good point.
Never talked to girls before, so I was
Yeah,
like,
you find like
You guys are so cute. I can't do it. So
I
awesome.
reckon we both. I don't know if we lack confidence, but we both just like I don't know.
It's so funny hearing you say that, and people hearing that would probably think that's so funny because
Really?
because like when you go, I guess when it's like, and even like being your manager, when I said to you at the start, like, oh, you're more like introverted, extroverted. When you're like, oh, both pretty introverted, I was like really shocked.
Everyone gets shocked by that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because when we're together, we're in a safe environment, and it's like goofy around your friends.
That's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Like there's not anyone watching us, so we
Yeah.
do whatever we want, and then that portrays us as being this vibrant people.
It's it's really funny. Something about like being just in a studio and being able to be like as extroverted as possible with each other. Like I couldn't care less posting that to the world.
yeah.
But if I'm out in public, like we've
Yeah.
only really just started getting decent at filming ourselves in public.
Yeah.
Starting to kind of, and it's really, I'm when I'm not with you, I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm getting better. It's something we were saying our like frontal lobes developing.
I
or
was gonna
something.
say, we're nearly 25, and our frontal lobe's just nearly there.
I saw this TikTok about like climbing Cringe Mountain. Have you heard of that? It's kind of like when you first start out like doing content or like doing a podcast, anything like that, you have to like, because everyone who is like established online or like really good at making videos or like filming themselves in public, they all had to like climb Cringe Mountain and overcome it, and then you just don't give a shit anymore. So
Yeah,
I
no.
feel like
That's a good analogy.
That's
Isn't
actually
it?
such a good point.
I never
Yeah.
felt cringe posting any of the podcast stuff. I guess just because like we had a good purpose.
Yeah.
But like my own personal TikTok stuff, I've definitely felt cringe doing stuff.
I
And
still will
second
film and
guess so
delete it and
many
delete
things,
it.
yeah.
I still film them and
But
delete
something
Yeah.
about the pod I was always confident about. I didn't have a doubt that
Yeah.
like I didn't care what people thought.
it. We at the first episode we recorded, I remember being nervous, but
We were
like,
shit scared.
We were recording it and we didn't even have to post it if we didn't want to, but I just remember being like, oh, this is nervous.
yeah. And I guess it's also like you learn so much as you go. Like even I was
Yeah.
looking back at some of your like older eps on YouTube and stuff, because you were like being like, oh, this is how we like did our setup and everything. And I was like, fuck, like you can see such a difference. And even I remember listening to my first
Yeah.
episode I recorded. I'm like, fuck, how am I going to think of any more episodes like that one was so good? And I listen back now, I'm like, ew.
Yeah, actually, people do ask like, how do you find stuff to talk about? And I'm just trying to think like, it's like a person that's 50 that's asking me. I'm like, you've been married for 20 years.
Yeah, what do you talk
You've
about?
always spoken to your wife. Like, it's just like that.
Yeah.
I hate the question too. Like, what do you guys talk about? I'm like,
Oh yeah. Someone says, "What do you do for work?" You're like, "I got a podcast." Like, "Oh, what's it about?"
yeah.
Like nothing.
I don't know. I just chat shit with a mate. Like, oh, that's good, pretty fun, good living. I'm like, yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
It actually is. Do you know what they said about Seinfeld in the 90s? It's just a show about nothing.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's just a show about nothing. Like people, but like it's just everyday shit, you know?
My favorite quotes from Seinfeld.
What is it?
You know what's funny is I'm pretty sure my favorite quotes from Seinfeld, but I think it was maybe like one or two meetings after we met you.
What?
Is you posted it. And I was like, and you know what's really funny is I'm like, it sounds mean, but we know Maddie well enough for me to say this. I bet you don't remember it because you post so many stories.
Oh, I post so many Instagram
What's
stories.
with that?
I just like
I think it's good. I mean, it gave me gold.
Yeah.
But I wrote it down.
Story.
Ollie and I bought these like the government in New South Wales. I don't know if it's here in Victoria.
Yeah.
You get $1,000.
Yeah.
They would give you $1,000 for like a small business, and we used that towards some standing desks.
Yeah.
It's a safety grant.
Yeah, like so in this new desk, it's written down in my new desk, and it was
What?
it was like, oh God, I think it's something like the key to life is to just waste time doing things you enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But you
is
posted
good.
it, and it was from Seinfeld, maybe. I don't know.
Love that. I don't remember posting it. I do post a lot of Instagram stories.
I knew you
The
would.
thing is, it's just where my head goes to. I'm like, oh, I've got to tell, because I can't be bothered. I never text my friends back, but I'll just put it on Instagram stories. I'm like, oh, at least everyone will just reply to it, and then I don't have to think about
so
texting you.
funny.
Yeah.
that's fair.
Oh, that's so good.
Have you got? Do you have answers to your questions? Have you already answered them on this pod?
I mean, I've probably answered all of them. I've talked about dating for like 100 eps now, and I'm like, I feel like I've done them all. But I think
It's a good topic, though.
Yeah, my biggest red flag, probably just like if they're not funny, and if they don't like, and not even having to be funny, but at least like carrying on a conversation and like taking a joke. Like, you know, when you just take a joke and run with it, and it's just like, that's just interesting to me and like funny.
Yeah,
but if
I agree.
someone just like will just like cut it off and, you know, like not,
No, I get you.
I don't know. It's just like that to me. I'm like, that's
Like I feel like you
boring.
can have. I reckon my girlfriend and I probably have little inside jokes that have like were born on the first date. You know what I mean? Like still going.
Yeah.
And it was from the first date. But I'm trying to think
good.
actually a green flag for me is on first date with my girlfriend, she kissed me.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, she kissed me like she.
You're one of the girly pops, mate.
She just
Love
like she just
that.
like I mean I guess
Oi.
obviously I kissed her back, but she kissed me.
My girlfriend kissed me.
Yeah, there you go.
I just remembered.
Don't give me shit.
What just made me think about
I know your story.
what was my first kiss?
I know I could tell Ottie's first kiss story with his girlfriend because they met when she was away, and then all this vasopressin was building up in Ottie's body, obviously, and hers, I guess.
Yeah.
And then she was away for like 6 weeks, and they were talking online, and then she gets home, and they had like 1 or 2 weekends together before Ottie and I went away for like 6
I
weeks.
love that you're
And
telling me his story.
It's a good story, that's why.
And then Ottie goes to pick her up for like their first date. Like they were going to go have a cute little date for their first date. And he said that he went to pick her up and she just kissed him straight away.
Front door, first time we've ever seen in person.
No, that is good.
Yeah.
That is
That's balls.
hard.
But I was like shitting myself because I didn't know what to do because there's so much rapport beforehand, which you don't really have before a date. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, to go for a hug, a kiss, what do I do?
Yeah.
And then she just kissed me and I was like, fuck, this is good.
This was actually one of the questions. We can do an advice one now. Someone said, what's the best way to like make the first move on a guy? Like,
Oh, just do it.
this is what I thought, because it's like if you're on the date and the vibe is right, they probably want to kiss you, but like it's just
As long as
hard
the
to
vibe's
know.
right. And you know if the vibe's right. And a
Yeah,
guy's never
you
going to
do.
say no if the vibe's right.
I feel
Yeah.
like
I
I've
bet
said
you
it.
he's thinking in his head, like, when can I kiss her?
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
probably been thinking about it for half an hour longer than you.
Yeah.
That's a good point. He's probably been thinking about it since he picked you up, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've said it before. I'm sorry, but if you don't like know when the right time is, or like, I don't know, if you don't feel that it's like gonna happen, then you might be kind of stupid. I'm
Just
sorry.
tap out.
Well, do
yeah.
some girls
You
prefer
might
to be
kinda
kissed, though?
stupid. Pardon?
Do some girls prefer to be kissed though?
Yeah, good question.
Probably. I think like it gets to the point where I'm like get annoyed at them and I'm like, just do it. Like, why haven't you? Like, and I'd want to wait and like just to see if they would like get the balls
Is that
to
a
do
game
it.
though?
Yeah.
When you're like,
That's a game.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of my questions is how do you feel about the game?
Hate them.
Hate games?
Hate games in the talking stages, but when you start dating, games as much as you want.
I think you have to play the game though, because sometimes it's like if you do just text someone too, like I know what you mean. Like I hate like all these rules and stuff people put on it, but like if you do text someone too much, you're gonna piss them off. You know, like you're going to annoy
Or
him.
is that the wrong person?
Yeah. But then I have heard that quote, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, which is a great quote.
I don't know where I heard this, but also I heard a thing where you'll never be too much for the right person.
That's good. Yeah. But then I'm also like, oh, there has been times when like even your boyfriend's just texting you loads and you're like, shut up.
See, with a boyfriend though,
Yeah.
you can tell them to shut up.
Yeah, true.
My girlfriend will leave me on red for like hours.
But that's good because it just means that like it's not that deep and it's not you just comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like it's just easy.
Sometimes I'm like, are you angry at me?
That's anxious attachment.
He's like, no, I'm just working. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. You have a job.
Yeah.
I remember when me especially, we were talking to a few girls before we met our girlfriends. And some of them would play games with us and like have like shitty responses or try and be like snappy or something like that. And me and Jake would be like, I don't want to talk to you if we're just going to play games.
Yeah,
You're
actually.
being mean.
Yeah, like I prefer like honesty and like, I don't know, talk about your feelings a little bit in there
Yeah.
than play games.
What about playing hard to get?
Hate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like
I like that. I think it works on me, which is so annoying.
It works, but I don't think it's healthy.
It's not healthy. But then it's
Yeah.
also like I've had friends in the past that have like got a crush on me or something and they're so like just messaging me all the time or like overbearing and I'm like, honestly, you've turned me off so much. I've got the ick from you so bad, like I would never date you.
But I mean, that's just like, in my opinion, that just means you never like, you may have thought you might like them, but clearly you don't,
Yeah.
you know? But I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, like I'm sure, like if I went and, you know, you went and messaged your girlfriend right now a million times, she'd be like, shut up, fuck off. But
Start
Yeah.
spamming them.
I just don't know if there is,
Spamming.
I don't know if there's like a correct answer for the whole like game or no game type of thing. I think just like opinion based. Like I don't mind, I'm trying to think just like banter.
Banter is kind of game playing. Like
Yeah.
at least think about your responses a little bit, you know?
Like
'Cause-
when I was a
Yeah.
kid, I remember if I maybe was like someone, I was on the delivered for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And they messaged me and I was on my phone, I'd leave it for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's a
It'd
classic.
be like, I got to give you what you gave me.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I also just like have ADHD, so if I don't reply to someone when I open it, I will never reply to you. Like you're already,
Same.
you're out of my
Yeah, this guy's
outside out of
bad.
my
Oh,
mind.
I'm bad with that, eh? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll type a message a lot of the time and then obviously like miss the send button.
Oh, no.
So go out of the app.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Ghosted.
And then maybe Audie will say something to me and I'll be like, oh, and I'll open the app and I'll be like, I swear I typed it out. I
Yeah.
promise I
Whatever, man.
typed it out.
Whatever. Been waiting on the edge of my seat for half an hour.
And then you're gonna
Cliffhanger.
wait half an hour
So
to
like
message
3 in a
me
row
back.
with a cliffhanger and he's just like, what?
Yeah, I think texting is a big one. But in saying that, what is, because you're obviously both in relationships, what do you think is the key to a successful long-term relationship?
Ooh, that's a,
Audie's is longer than mine. Are you gonna get the throw over it?
that's a deep question.
Yeah.
I have only been dating. We're coming up a year in November.
Yeah.
But I would say probably like an open communication stream to talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
And like I've been talking to people before and like we both couldn't admit that we liked each other and we both knew it, but we couldn't say that. Or even when you're like sad or upset, you want to be in an open situation where I can spit anything out and say a couple words wrong and not get judged and not have a fight about it and try and figure out like what I'm feeling together. So just be like open and open communication stream.
I guess that's like empathy, isn't it? Because like also I feel like there's times when, you know, your partner might say something that you say the words wrong or you say something that sounds bad or something like that. But then it's like understanding that their intent wasn't to like upset you or say something hurtful. Because like everyone
Exactly.
just says random shit all the time. And it's
Especially when you're talking about your feelings, you don't know how to put those emotions into
Yeah.
words. You say a lot of things wrong and it doesn't come out how you think it in your head. And it's so important how that person reacts. Because then also for a lot of dudes, it's hard to open up.
yeah.
And if the girlfriend or anything like that might react, they're never going to open up again. So it's
Yeah.
finding the girl who like knows how to react to you, I guess.
Yeah. That's so important.
I think I would say one thing I try my best to work on is just not being too defensive.
Yeah. Like know that they're coming from a good place.
Yeah, I
rather
think
than
I've been
like
real
that.
defensive in the past of just like maybe felt like I've been attacked and just kind of had to go back with the same type of animosity
Yeah.
and it just doesn't work out. And
Yeah.
then my biggest one now, I can't believe I remember it every time if I have a fight with my girlfriend, I remember it, but
Yeah.
that it's like so there's a problem, and so often it's just so easy to be like, you guys against each other.
Yeah, like remember you're a team.
Yeah, it's you guys against just like what is the problem? It's us against the problem. Yeah,
100%. And like remembering you're on the same side. Like it's so easy to just like, and even like talking about one issue and then like having differing viewpoints, you're still on the same team just because you disagree about something.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess we could give all the advice in the world about girlfriends, but like having kids and that and having a family is a whole different thing.
So hard, yeah.
I'm trying to think, I don't know how my parents had done it. Because like dad will be like, no Maccas. Mum will be like, okay, yeah, you can get Maccas. Thinking you guys should be on the same fucking team here. Like, what?
And what are some of the biggest things that you've learned from relationships and past relationships that you think have has helped?
Oh shit!
This thing we've learned.
Whoa, that's a good question.
Yeah, they're so deep, but I'm here to ask the hard questions, guys.
I reckon that the person you're with is not like, not that I don't think soulmates exist, but just like you guys are you're not the same person. They're never going to be like, they have their own fucking opinions on things. Yeah. Like they're not just going to say yes and, yes, Jake, to everything I say.
Such a good viewpoint. And I feel like people talk about soulmates and stuff so much, but I'm firmly of the belief that one person can't give you everything that you need in this life. Like, and someone might be like perfect in so many ways, but then they may not be like, they may be like missing one element of something that would make them your perfect person, but like the next person that comes along might be missing something else key. Like I don't think there's anyone that's like ticks every single box, because you still need your mates and your girlfriends and your family and your.
We have different people for different things in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
I have friends who go to the gym. I have friends to drink with. I have friends who go to the beach with. It's the same with a partner in a way. Hopefully they can give you everything.
Yeah.
But they're not possible that one person can give you everything you want.
And I don't think it's fair to expect that either.
No.
Puts a lot of pressure on that person as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then you like build them up in your head to be this person, and then let's just say that you've kind of like written this story for them of what they should be to you, and they're living up to that, and then just one day a difference in opinion comes out, and you're just like, wait, who are you? But it's like, let them be them. It's
so easy to build a picture of someone in your head, especially like with dating apps and stuff, or like guys you're talking to. It's like, because I've talked to guys for like a month before we even got time to go out, and then you get this whole image of who you think they are and like how they're like perfect, like fit for your life and
Prince
how
Charming.
they slot in. Yeah. And then you meet them and they're like 5'4" and they're like,
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. And it's like, it's so easy to do that. I think, especially with people, like if you put like your partner on a pedestal and like you really idolize them and, think they're amazing and stuff, it's easy to just be like, why aren't you as perfect as like what I imagined?
I think one thing that happens in relationships too is it's like the classic young person thing. As soon as you get a girlfriend, I know a lot of boys do it probably more, or girlfriend, you sort of stop hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
But as soon as that happens, and then your partner obviously can't give you everything you need, and you look and you're like, well, I don't have any friends anymore. Where do I get this from? Where do I get my jokes with my mates from? And then you sort of to bring that sort of anger or something, that because you're not getting that back into the relationship.
Yeah, that's so true. And like you're relying on
you're relying on them too much, and it's not fair on them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I always see. Well, I don't always see, but I don't know where I heard this. Must have watched a TikTok. I won't lie.
I always say I read it somewhere.
Yeah, well, I read it somewhere, and Audie was going to be like, "No, you didn't." But so I watched somewhere.
Yeah.
Like when people cheat, it's not obviously every case, but it's like, you could be with a partner that's giving you like 95% of what you want, and then for some reason you focus on like that 5% they don't have.
Yeah.
And then someone comes along and they fill in that 5%, and you're just like, whoa,
yeah,
100%. So in your head, they're the 100% because they have what your partner doesn't have, but they have 95%. You cheat or you leave them for that person, I don't know, but then you find out they only have 5%.
Yeah, and that's literally it. But you're hyper-fixating on it because it's kind of like what you're lacking.
Yeah, so I don't know. As humans, we just need to fucking sort our shit out, I say.
Honestly.
How do you feel about this, Mads? We found out on the pod the other day. Do you know why people cheat?
No.
So we found out one reason.
Yes, this is a reason.
A reason. And we
apart from being a douche.
Yeah. Apart from just being like, I want to have sex.
Yeah.
But one reason people cheat is because they don't have the emotional intelligence to talk to their partner that they don't like them anymore, and it's an easy way out.
Oh yeah, I would say that's so true.
Instead of just breaking up and breaking their heart.
Yeah, it's easy to have sex with someone and you're not having it for the sensation of sex. It's because you can't have this hard conversation with your partner.
Yeah, and it's like you're too much of a pussy to have a difficult conversation, so you'll just like hurt this
easy way
person.
out. Yeah, it's an easy way out.
I fucked up, but you broke up with me because of it.
Yeah. It's almost like when people pull away and like they might not even cheat, but they just pull away and then wait for the other person to be like, this isn't working because they've just like gone avoidant and like turned off their emotions and just like turned the tap off essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Interesting. Well, my next question is, what's the biggest challenge that men face in modern dating, do you think?
In modern dating.
Ooh. Probably that 6 foot thing over here for Jake.
For me?
Yeah.
No, mate, don't struggle in that area. I went on a date with a girl once that was like, she was about this much shorter than me.
Really?
So she was 6 foot?
And she was about 5'10", mate. 5'11", I mean.
Yep.
But I remember on the date, actually, I never went on a date with this girl again. I remember telling her, I was like teeing up the date and I was like, we'll go for a hike. Like, I know a good one.
So random, but
like,
yeah.
It's like, I feel it's a coast thing.
Do you think a hike's a weird date?
Like, just
Not
like a trail
weird
walk.
date, but like maybe as a woman, I'm like, I don't want to go in the woods with you alone.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Actually, fair.
It's more a second or third date thing.
But
like once you've met them once.
Because there was like cafe, hike, and like cafe, come back for lunch, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I remember, I was like, yeah, we're going for like a bushwalk.
Yeah.
Right? And she wore like not bushwalk attire.
Oh no.
But I remember like walking and then I must have just gone like this. And in my head, I actually was thinking, oh wow, she's tall.
Yeah.
And she said, were you just checking out how tall I am?
Oh.
And I was like, no, I was just looking around. Like,
That is obviously her own insecurity.
and I was like, fucking hell. I mean, it must be a bit of
I
insecurity.
don't know who that was.
I don't remember it.
I was like, who's this?
It wasn't very memorable.
Did you ever do the apps? Did you meet on an app, or have you guys never done that because you're not really dating?
I've never gone on a date from an app.
No, neither.
Really?
Neither, no.
Like we've both had apps while single, but I've never had a hookup from an app and I've never gone on a date from an app.
Neither, no.
That is
friends
honestly like so alien to me. Like I'm literally like that's
Like,
like,
I love the apps.
I don't love them. It's like what I've been reduced to. Like, because I'm like, where else do you meet people apart from work when you're an adult? I'm like, like where?
You work from home.
Yeah, I was hanging out with my crusty old dog. Like, who am I meeting? I mean, on nights out and stuff. But then it's just like I feel like it never leads anywhere, and then you just end up like having a one night stand, or you end up just texting some guy, and you're like, I don't even remember what you look like. Like, you know,
It's tough, eh? And I don't know, the apps get a big bad stigma. Like people don't want to admit that they met on a dating app.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, I don't care. I met my girlfriend via Instagram.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Are
We
you
met
just
online.
sliding in the DMs?
Well, she followed me.
Love that.
Then liked my story.
You guys have brave girlfriends, and I love them.
Then I DM'd her.
Wait, what'd you DM her?
I said,
Why'd you say it?
well, okay, so she followed me and I instantly went to check to see if she followed Ottie as well.
Oh, no.
I was like, I had a screenshot of profile and be like, did this girl follow you? And he was like, no. And I was like, fuck you, thank God. And so then basically.
A lot of girls used to follow both of us and DM
Just
both
because
of
of the
us.
podcast.
And then they think we don't talk to each other.
Yeah, well, you don't hang out every second of the day.
And then I think, so I put a story up and she liked it. And then I remember being like, Ottie, like, oh, she liked my story. Like, come on, this
flirting.
is flirting. Like, who cares about the game?
Yeah.
It's flirting. And he was like, message her. And I was thinking, oh, what do I say? What do I say? And he said, he was like, oh, just say, guess a number between 1 and 10. And then whatever number she says, just say, oh, we must be soulmates, because that's what I was thinking.
What?
And that's what
It worked, obviously.
Well, here's what I say. It's like, if she wasn't at all interested, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah,
It was the
fully.
dumbest message ever.
Yeah, but she liked the story,
Yeah.
like, you know. But then
Exactly.
just in saying that, because I'm an Instagram stories girl, I'm liking every story.
Yeah.
Really?
So, oh yeah, I don't even look at whose it is. I'm just there like, nah.
If it's funny, yeah.
It's like automatic. My finger just goes
Muscle
to the
memory.
heart. Yeah, genuinely.
But Ottie's girlfriend actually did slide into his DMs.
Yeah. she
Love
did.
that. I love
We didn't really do much.
I love it. You guys just sat there and just let the world happen to you.
I see. That was kind of our whole thing. Is like I remember being a kid, and sometimes you'd go out with like thinking like I'd like to go with a girl tonight, and then obviously we're both just like not confident enough to go up and do it. And then I remember the only times it would happen is like when you went out not giving a fuck. Like I'm just going out with my mates, and then it's like this someone comes along and they're like, and now you're kind of like, oh, we know you ruining my mates. Like, fuck,
Yeah.
But
Happens when you
I
least
think
expect it,
just
yeah.
like
Everyone
when you stop
says
trying,
that.
when you stop trying.
I've not been trying for like a year, guys. Honestly,
Which, to be fair, I mean, mean, like I didn't try for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. Oddie didn't try for, I don't know.
My girlfriend now is like my first proper
Oddie
girlfriend.
didn't try for 23 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. I wonder, it's so weird to think like where we'll be in a year. Like if I'm married, would you guys want to MC my wedding when I get married?
Sure.
Fucking
Matt's in the house.
yeah, well.
Is there a different shift between dating at like 25 and 30 and like a mindset change?
I think so, yeah. Because I feel like there's this pressure and like I don't even know if I want kids. Like I honestly have no idea because I'm kind of like could go both ways. Like if I was with someone I really, really loved and like that was like a vibe for us. But then also at the same time I'm like, oh my God, I am still literally a child. I literally reversed into my brother's car the other day while it was parked in the drive. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. And like the idea of taking care of another person and having another responsibility is so scary to me. So I feel like even saying that, there still feels like a pressure when you hit 30 that like there's a time limit because you're like, oh God, if I do want this, I have to figure it out pretty fast. And I only have maybe like the next 8 years max before I'm like, oh, I need to like figure this shit out. So I feel like it's different because guys don't have that pressure. And like a lot of my gay friends and stuff, they don't really get it like what I'm talking about because they could just like unless like your partner is someone who also wants to settle down, there's no like pressure of wanting to have kids and stuff. So like, because you could just adopt a kid at 40, you know, or like have a surrogate or something like when you're older. So yeah, I feel like when I was 25, it was more just like having fun. And I was living in England and stuff as well. So
I mean, like you should be.
Yeah, exactly. And like, but now I'm kind of like, oh shit, like if I actually do want to like meet someone, I probably need to like try a bit, you know?
Biologically, like the female body, there's like recommendations of like after this age you shouldn't try, right?
Well, I mean, I think it's just like higher risk of like complications and things like that as you get older. And also it's way harder to actually get pregnant. So I feel like 38, like is like, you're still like good.
Yeah, I think my mum was 38. Not too fine.
Yeah. I mean,
you had to say that instantly.
yeah. But yeah,
right.
it's weird. And then also it's like, do you want to be like, because, you know, like you think about the gap between you and your parents, like your age gap, like how, like, do you want to spend like more time with like your kids and stuff? Like there's just so much to think about.
I don't know. I remember growing up, so many people were like, I want to be a young dad. I want to be a young dad. And I've always been like, I do not want to be a young dad.
Yeah, no way.
Because like, I mean, I want to like have lived a life.
Fully.
And be able to just like really...
I want to be able to support my kids too. Like,
be mature for my kid. And I don't want to be maturing as my kid's growing.
Yeah, mine's
like,
more selfish than that. I just want to have as much fun as I can with no like...
But I think that's fine.
...responsibilities.
Is that selfish?
I wouldn't say... It's your life. Like, it's not like there's a kid there you dog somewhere.
Like, he's just like imaginary kid in my head. But yeah, he's... Yeah.
Well, you asked one of the, like, what's the biggest pressure as a male dating? I don't really have an answer for that.
I don't actually know,
But I was going to say, like, for girls...
complication or dating? Or
for
pressure?
dating. Was the...
Or just biggest like issue. I reckon a lot of it is what you spoke about with talking about your emotions and stuff. I think you guys are quite good at that, but I think that's quite rare.
I feel like
I would say broad spectrum, not us. Not that we're
some reason that
perfect.
just came naturally to us. I don't know if it's the way we're brought up from our families.
You want to know what I think it is? Like actually?
What?
Is that, so basically when we started the podcast, we were both single, but I had 2 girlfriends before that, like a while before it. And both of those relationships, I was young, granted, but like the podcast, we did it for like, because we started it because we wanted to like kind of, Oddie and I would hang out and we just like have different conversations than like we'd have with our other friends. We just like talk about more like in-depth shit. And the podcast, we just started doing that more and more and more. And then I think we ended up not like, I guess kind of forcing ourselves to talk about like super deep stuff with each other. And then just like little gems would come out here and there and we would just have like little realizations randomly. And it just like made it, I don't even know like how to explain it, but just like the podcast kind of like forced it out because we were like, well, we want content. And so we're going to be like those guys that talk in depth about shit. And then I think what happened is it just like made us mature in the 2 years we both did it without having a girlfriend. And now like far from perfect, either one of us, but I think that we're both just a lot more emotionally mature in these relationships.
I think this is also why a lot of like women and most women mature faster than men, just because there's that funny TikTok that's like men out here realizing things I discovered when I was 12 at a sleepover with the girls. And it's like, I think because like women are like naturally, or like society allows us to talk about our feelings more and it's more normalized and stuff. It means that you can explore different feelings and emotions and like psychological things or philosophical ideas and stuff because it's like, you know, it's normal to do that. Whereas I think for men, maybe you don't get that opportunity until you're a bit older.
Yeah, I don't know. At sleepovers, we just watched fucking like Two Girls, One Cup and shit. Like,
we played FIFA.
yeah, we didn't do it. Like,
We would try and just like stay up all night and not get caught.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe we
remember, like,
someone on to message a girl, maybe.
Yeah, that's what we would do, just message girls and like not get replies. And then if one did, it would be like, oh yeah, sick. What do we say now?
Yeah, it was so dumb.
No,
This is like what every girl wants to know is what boys do at sleepovers. So that's like
We do.
huge
I'm telling you,
thing.
honestly, I bet you would, like, if
just-
we were single hanging out with mates, it wouldn't change much. It'd be like, should I message her? And be like, yeah. What should I say? And be like, no, don't say that.
Really?
Try and help them out, yeah.
I feel like the guy friends that I know, like, or used to have, would just try and like throw you under the bus. They'd be like, yeah, say that. And then you text that and then it's like the worst message ever. And they're like, why did you say that?
We would also do that.
Yeah,
to
we
a
would
friend.
do
That's how- yes. But like, I'm trying to think of times. Like, there's been times where we've had a group of us huddled around a phone because a guy, one of our friends, has messaged a girl he's liked,
Yep.
and he's like waiting for a reply. And like, we'll be like little kids, like giggling.
we're so
like,
excited.
yeah, we're like, oh my god, like, God,
See, this is every girl's dream. 'cause
Like, guys
that's,
do that shit.
That's so funny for me to
Yeah.
hear because I'm just like, nah, they would never even think about me when I'm not there.
Yeah,
but I think
and-
they do.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah?
Oh my God. I don't even want to like, I don't even want to admit like nights at sleepovers thinking about a girl you have a crush on.
The thing
and
is,
you
we
don't
think
wanna-
about them a lot more than we voice it.
Yeah.
So at these sleepovers, we also do a lot of dumb boy stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Like,
FIFA.
we light shit on fire. We fucking,
Yeah.
What?
Opposite end of the spectrum. So we do think about these girls and we try and message them and we all huddle around a phone. But also, I remember one sleepover, we were like measuring our mate's ball sack.
Right.
Like stuff like we are still boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Like-
you ever done that thing where you eat a banana and drink a bunch of Sprite and then you just
I've
throw up
seen that, but
instantly?
no.
wanted to do that.
Yeah, that was the kind of shit I thought you would be doing.
No.
Haven't
You
had a
don't want-
haven't had a
you've wanted
sleepover
to
in
do that?
years.
No.
We haven't had a sleepover in years.
I think about this every once in a while. Like, if I'm in Australia or like near my house, like obviously we're staying at a hotel tonight. So, Oddie and I are having a sleepover. But like, unless it's that, you know, guys, I guess, I don't know, girls do it a little more often. I don't know. I just, from knowing like my sister and girlfriend, but like, I have zero reason to stay at a friend's house. Like, I'll go hang out with a friend, but I won't just like, I won't just have a sleepover with a friend.
Oh, I still do. I'm literally 30.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually 31, but I literally like, I love a little sleepover. I sleep over at my friend Nat's house like 3 times a week. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like, it'll
we
get to
don't.
like,
Cute.
we watch horror movie together. We have like a chocolate, like Cadbury Marble is like our flavor of the month right now. And then I'll just be too tired to drive home and it's 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, let's just snuggle.
And then, like, you guys also, you'll sleep in the same bed too. Like, I don't know, scenario wise, like, if I was at Oddie's house watching a movie and I was like, I don't want to go home, I'm scared, he'd be like, lounge.
Yeah. Nah. If I slept on the lounge, like, I feel like this is true for most girls. If I slept on the lounge, they'd be like, you mad at me?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong?
It's because girls are so small, but me and Jake.
It's nothing about that.
Yeah,
we just don't want to touch.
Me and Jake in a bed together, you're like be farts and there's
Yeah.
two big bodies in
That's
there.
It'd be
insane.
hot.
And we'd just be hot.
Yeah.
How to make a relationship last long?
Yeah.
Off topic or back to an old topic? Scandinavian method.
What is that?
Okay, you've been dating for a
God.
while.
Okay.
You guys
No,
share
this is
about-
normal. This is
This
normal.
is
Yeah.
great.
Okay, I
This
thought
is
this
great.
was some kind of fart
We
talk.
both do this.
Cool.
So, my girlfriend, blanket hog.
Okay.
Will roll over towards me, right, be facing me, rolls back over, brings the blanket with her, tucks it in between her legs, and I
Burritos
don't have a
herself.
blanket.
Yeah.
And then Oddie's girlfriend just likes to touch. and he hates it. And so we found this thing called the Scandinavian method where you sleep in the same bed but with a different blanket.
Oh my God.
Both have your own blanket. It's genius.
I've never heard of that, and I like it
Yeah.
because I do not want to be touched. If I'm like, I'll cuddle, and then I'm like, right, I'm sleeping now.
Yeah.
Get off me. Like,
Legit.
Especially if it's like a guy that like, if it's like a one night stand, I'm like, you don't touch me. Like we've
Surely not. Imagine waking up being cuddled on a one night stand.
no, like literally, yeah, not good. Well, I want to go through some of the funny insecurities that everyone submitted because they're really cursed, and I feel like the girlies need a little bit of reassurance that these things are just not important.
Yep.
And
We can debunk these.
I really want you to debunk them. So,
Easy.
and I've actually put like 2 of mine in here, and I'm not going to say which one's mine.
We'll guess.
No.
Like, actually,
I'll be like fat, and you're like, yep. All right. The first insecurity that's a bit silly is if my nails aren't painted.
wouldn't even notice.
Really?
I also am going to say you do not need your nails painted.
Really? No. I feel like I would be insecure about that a little bit. Like if I was on a date and I had, because I actually am allergic to nail polish, which I
kind of like the natural look.
Really?
Yeah, completely.
I used to have like long claws, like pointy as nails, which were like.
Yeah. I can see that both sides are good, but like couldn't care less.
Really?
No, couldn't care less at all. Not like, yeah. I would
love
if
that.
you had like super long.
I'd be like, that's a bit
I would
weird.
prefer no nail.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look a bit scary. I saw this thing. It was like if a girl has any of the traffic light colors in a long nail, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like she's going to kill you.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
But no, that's completely fine.
Yeah. All right. Weird insecurities. Long toe, like a long second toe.
Like the actual length of the toe.
Like the second toe. Yeah. Like being long as.
Okay, I don't care, but you got to let me make fun of it.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's an
like,
insecurity
okay.
because I don't really want to make fun of it if it's an insecurity.
I'm thinking about when Jake goes on a date, he like goes head to toe, cuts all his nails and everything, even his toes.
That's
Well,
good.
I just do it all just because like I want to feel good.
It's good. It made me think, I'm like, is your girlfriend going to look at your toes on a date part? Like, what are you doing when you get down and dirty? She's like, let me see those toes.
Nah, but you know what? It's if I feel a nail scratch against my leg, like in bed or something, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
like I don't want to have a scratchy little like.
I don't have a long nail. I don't cut them like the day of the date though. But
I will have like the male version of like an everything shower.
What
I'll
is
do
that?
everything.
What is? Please talk us through that.
Like not statistically. What's the tactically? Sorry.
Yeah.
Tactically, I got to wash my hair the night before
Why?
because it'll be super puffy if I wash it.
Okay,
and
guys
then
hate puffy hair.
One sleep and then like one more shower after that, and it
just doesn't sit right.
Yeah, it sits good after that.
Yeah.
It's clean. It's not oily, but it's also not puffy.
Got it.
And then it's like a shaved face, clean ears, nails.
Clean ears.
that's what I'm thinking. He goes like full
You gotta
everything.
clean. What if you had waxy ears and like you just happens she has to get a side
What
glance?
if she gives him a wet willy?
What if she just so happens to get a side glance of my ear and she sees wax in it? Like I know for a fact, if I looked over and I was sitting next to a girl I'm on a date with just heaps of wax in her ears, I'd be like, "You clean your fucking ears." It's not
That's
that hard.
insane.
So an insecurity of girls is dirty ears. You're mean.
I feel like I feel
I
like
say clean them. It's not that hard.
what girls around here with like crazy dirty ears?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm scared. I need to check my ears after this because I feel like I don't clean
don't let
them.
me
Well, good
check
thing
it.
about girls is most of the time their hair covers it anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
so real.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
Yeah.
What did we debunk there?
Toenails, don't care. Long
long toes.
Long toe.
Don't care, but once we're dating, we can roast you.
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, let me see it.
All right. Weird insecurities. Not being fake tanned.
I prefer
I
not.
don't like fake tan.
Nah, but you don't know that I'm fake tanned right now.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
What?
We have girlfriends.
Yeah, okay, but like being white is like being pale is just so.
I think if
not good.
it's for your self confidence, like that's good.
yeah, and it
and-
makes you feel confident.
Yeah, if it makes you feel good, 100%. But like, I couldn't care less. As long as you're confident in your skin, go for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like you more without fake tan, but I just like, yeah, I think like, yeah, if you're fake tanning for me, don't.
Yeah.
That's so crazy because like the confidence boost that I get from when I tan to when I wake up is insane.
But that's good because you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're doing it for a boy on a date?
You feel better with a tan on. Yeah, that's fine.
Interesting.
So, but like if you didn't have one, I wouldn't stress.
But then I feel like maybe you just think they were uglier without knowing why.
Oh, subconsciously.
It's like a subconscious, like I look,
Like, why is she not as attractive today?
yeah, or yeah, like
I think girls' beauty transcends past their skin.
Whoa!
that is so
Who paid
good.
you to say that?
Oh dear,
That's what I think when I look at my girlfriend.
love that. Hope she watches
I'm
this.
not going to say what I want to say, but I could have said something then.
You're gonna call me a ghost or something?
No. I was gonna...
I think Jake submitted this one. My foot hair has a part in it.
I'm surprised you don't shave your foot hair before you date, babe.
I never knew that my foot hair had a part in it until until I was in the shower with my girlfriend once, and she looked down and she was like laughing at my feet, and I was like, what? And she was like, it has a hairdo, like runs off the top, both sides. My foot has a partner.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I'd be insecure about that,
Oh fuck. All right. No, I have to tell you that this is one of my insecurities, because someone on TikTok, when I went viral for like this thing that was like negative against men, someone wrote, "Why are her eyes social distancing?"
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck? And I've never been told I have far apart eyes, and now I'm like,
I've never thought that about you.
have you actually not?
Here's the thing is, I've never thought about that about you.
Now you will.
No, I'm not going to think about it now. But we actually did. I like that, because you can say it to anyone and just make them think like,
Right.
fuck, am I eyes
It's like a
far
power move.
apart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did something once where it was like things to say to someone when they say this, and it was just to make them shut the fuck up.
Oh god, yeah.
And you could just say like, that's just such a broad spectrum insult.
Eyes social distancing.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
the
know what?
best thing I've ever heard. I'm not gonna lie.
I reckon 3 people said it though, and I was like, different, and I was like, this is making me feel like they are, but I just have a wide bridge
And
nose.
It was probably the lighting.
Yeah, and he was probably ugly. Whatever.
Yeah.
It all came from dudes, didn't it?
Yeah.
And the video was you talking shit about dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always gonna happen.
They're living up
Yeah.
to what you made the video about.
Mate, if that's the worst
Exactly.
thing they can roast you about when you don't even have them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's an up thing.
Exactly. Well, thanks, guys. I really needed that. The next weird insecurity is if my hair smells weird because he's taller than me, he'll be able to know.
Ooh, yeah. Would I care if you had? What's weird?
Okay, like, you smelled like greasy hair.
Oh, I don't care about that.
No, but like, like
fish and chip shop, maybe that's a bit weird.
doesn't smell like that.
Yeah.
But like, when it's like you just haven't washed your hair.
No,
and
that's
you can,
fine.
like,
No,
That's
I don't
completely
care
fine.
about that. Yeah,
Don't care?
I wouldn't stress about that. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, no.
All right, this one is a weird insecurity. Little vein on the side of my head when I laugh.
My girlfriend has one. I roast her all the time about
Can
it.
I name it?
Yeah. So real.
I think it's cute. Nah.
No, I wouldn't
Fine.
care either.
I also think it's good for my ego because if it comes out, I've told a great joke.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go.
or
if it's come out and you're laughing at what he just said, he knows he told a great joke.
Exactly.
It's a real laugh.
He's
it's
like,
a
what's
good,
that?
Yeah.
You're not fake laughing.
It's like a measuring stick of like how funny you are. I
Yeah.
think it's great.
Like, fuck, that went from your forehead down. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Weird insecurities, ugly underwear when things get spicy.
Ooh.
Oh,
Define ugly underwear.
Well,
just like your granny undies or your period undies.
just period or just plain.
Nah, that's fine.
I feel like you're more concerned with what's under it, right?
I don't think I would care, eh?
They're coming off anyway.
Yeah.
Say, yeah, like
Yeah.
quite like, if everything's consensual, they're coming off with the pants.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just boom. I feel
Yeah.
like it's not that deep.
No, it's
And
not that deep at all.
Yeah. I feel like I would be insecure, but I wouldn't stop me from like anything happening if I was like keen.
Nah,
you know?
and a lot of the times you just make a joke like, sorry about the undies, and he's going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, take
And
them
he
off.
won't even know.
I didn't even see him, yeah. He's got
Yeah.
a naked girl in front of him. He's not looking at the
He's
underwear.
preoccupied.
Yeah, he's focusing on what's about to happen.
He's like there so last season.
He's not living in the moment. He's focusing on not finishing too
Yeah,
fast.
exactly.
That's what he's focusing on.
So real. All right, weird insecurities. Dry lips or flaky lips.
Nothing to be concerned about, but like,
I
might
reckon
notice
I'd
that.
be insecure about that.
might notice it when you're kissing, but like as long as you're like applying, because sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah.
If your dates come like midwinter and it's windy,
I mean, super flaky lips, you'd notice it, but
it's like if she's like applying chapstick and she's trying, like I'm not gonna care.
if she has
she's
chapstick
trying.
and she's trying, then I'd be like,
But
oh, well, she notices.
if
I
she's
don't have
just
to say
rocking and I've
anything.
tried to kiss her and it's just like a desert, I'd be like, whoa.
Having a big flake on there.
Yeah, like, it's a
your-
little bit hard.
My
Jake's
fucking
skin
girlfriend calls me
flakes.
butthole lips
What?
because my lips get real dry.
Like a cat's bum.
Yeah, she calls me butthole lips. It's really mean, actually.
That's crazy.
You right?
I actually need some chapstick, dude. I'm not gonna lie, my lips feel dry after hearing that question.
We can share later.
All right, I got 2 more. This one, a few people submitted. Having a little belly.
Nah, not at all.
Don't care.
No.
I feel like this is such a big one for loads of girls, but like just, I've heard so many guys say they don't notice or care.
No,
I don't even
girls
notice.
don't care.
I think just being confident in your own skin is so attractive and you're definitely overthinking it. And the guys probably like a little bit of chunky funk down there.
Love that.
Like 90,
Chunky funk.
yeah, 100% they do.
I always think like, let's just say, if a girl has a tiny bit of a belly, and she's just like, that's her insecurity. And in a perfect world, she doesn't have that. I always kind of think like, if you didn't have that, you know, something else would bother you.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's so true. And it's kind of like, you can think, like I look back on pictures from when I'm 19 and I'm like, oh my God, I was so hot. But it's like, I'm going to look back on my body now when I'm 40 and be like, I was so hot. I didn't realize
it's healthy weight too though. Like it's there for a reason.
Yeah, it's there to protect the organs.
99% of the girls have it because like, that's just the female anatomy.
100%.
It's actually so true. And if you don't have it, you probably had surgery to get rid of it.
Or you're that 1% on Instagram who's lucky enough to get away with it.
Yeah.
that photoshops their photos.
So real. All right, this is the last weird insecurity, and I can totally relate to this, is kissing in the morning before brushing your teeth.
Ooh, morning breath.
No tongue.
Yeah.
Because this is one of mine. Like I don't want to like have my morning breath smelt.
That's it. I don't care if the boys is bad, but I care that they judge me for it being bad. But then maybe that means that both people don't care.
Well, yeah, you wake up, little peck, nothing crazy, and
I'm
then
not a
brush
big
your
morning
teeth.
kisser guy, like just because I don't feel sexy in the morning.
No, I'm not the biggest morning like affection guy.
If I wake up, I look like a cockatoo with my hair.
Cockatoo.
Yeah,
Dude's
Jimmy
hair, like,
Neutron.
yeah,
over here.
literally. But morning, I'd probably think about it. I wouldn't be concerned because I know I have it too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you both know, then you're fine. If it's someone who smokes or something, I'm like, that's a bit gross. But yeah, not a vibe.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be all that stressed about
Not
that.
a vibe. Well,
These are like all natural things that everyone has.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I'm
It's
trying
like
to think of insecurities. What's a guy insecurity
Your mustache?
that I want?
he loves
this
that.
is a new personality, not insecurity, you idiot.
A new personality.
Yeah.
What does this personality have that the old Jake didn't have?
Confidence.
we called it the hungry caterpillar is his name.
Yeah.
I like him.
Hungry for beep.
Well, we're running out of time, but I thought we could do one advice, and I'll just pick the best one that you guys could give this person some advice on. She said, why is a guy I work with who walked me home once not followed me back on Instagram?
I was going to say, some guys are just nice. Like some guys might have just wanted to make sure you get home safe
But then why wouldn't he follow her back?
because that's showing intention that he wants to take things further.
Maybe.
Like he might not actually want it to go any further, and he's doing the thing of just like he's really not letting it get there.
Yeah. And maybe he's like, that's a boundary he's putting in place to make it clear that like he doesn't want anything. Yeah.
Or he hasn't seen it.
I don't think that's it. I think that might not be it.
That one's tough though. Could be a number of things.
Could be anything.
Like he could have walked her home when he was drunk and then he got back and he's got a girlfriend or something like that.
Actually real.
Yeah.
That's so true. But then, yeah, shouldn't be walking a girl home if you've got a girlfriend.
Exactly.
You don't
Say
reckon?
about that.
Oh no, not if you had a girlfriend. Sorry, I thought you were going to say shouldn't be walking a girl. Shouldn't be walking a girl home.
No, if you had a
Shouldn't be
girlfriend,
following a girl home. That's what you shouldn't be doing.
that's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I wouldn't be able to put my finger on that one. I would say, I don't know. Like if you like him, just like
DM him.
Just nut up and go up to him and be like, "Why haven't you followed me back?"
And also maybe it's because they work together. Because it did say from work. So it could just be that he doesn't want to fuck around with
Doesn't want to make it
workmates.
awkward.
He might be
Yeah.
very mature.
Yeah. It doesn't want to mix business
Given the
with
benefit of the
pleasure.
doubt, he might be very mature.
Exactly.
Love that. Oh, guys, well, thank you so much for joining me on Matt's World. I'm so buzzing we get to work together and be friends and go out for dinner later.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Had a great time.
This is awesome. Your studio is sick.
Thank you. All right. Nailed it.
See ya.
Bye.